What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Podcast. I have a very special guest with me today, and I'll let her introduce herself because I have a couple of questions for her. For almost 1 hour, we have to stick through it. So introduce yourself, tell the people what you do, and we'll take it from there.
Well, hello, my name is Susan Kirui and I'm the current Miss Earth Kenya 2019-2020. Well, Miss Earth is an environmental beauty pageant that was started in the early 2000s in Manila, Philippines. So I get to be the 19th Kenyan ambassador to represent my beautiful country. So I represented it recently in October, so I'm back, and I'm also a brand ambassador in different companies, hotels to be specific, and also a marketer. Yes.
Hi. That's quite a lot, eh? She comes with a very big, a lot of credentials, and just the whole package seems to be really interesting. So we have to dive into it. So now, how different is Miss Earth from all these other just beauty pageants? Because we have so many.
Yes.
We have so many. I didn't even know yours existed.
Yeah.
But it popped out on my Explorer page, and I was like,
wow.
Okay, this is interesting. Let me find out who this is.
Yeah.
And even throughout last year, I was just following up because from last year I knew that I have to interview you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Since last year?
Yeah, I had already saved your on my guests list and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, you are somewhere on my list of people to interview.
Oh, wow.
And
now we're here.
Now we're here. So how different is it from all the other ones that are just out there?
Miss Earth, it's not one of the most popular pageants. Not so many people know more about it. Also myself, when I was doing auditions in the early 2017, actually I'm one of the longest reigning queens. I've been reigning since let's say 2018. Yeah, I got crowned in December 2017, so ever since, but we are hoping this year to crown my next successor. So Miss Earth is an environmental pageant that seeks to sensitize environmental programs, and we're all about greening the economy and greening our planet Earth. So it hasn't been that popular, but ever since I was crowned, I tried to popularize it by having partnership programs with the ministry and also with the NGOs that I've been working with. So far so good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to it, but let's just go to a little bit personal stuff so that we get to know about Susan. So when you're growing up, what exactly did you want to be before we get to what you're studying and everything?
When I was growing up, it was pageantry wasn't part of my forte.
At all?
At all. I never used to value makeup. I remember people used to say back in the day it's tomboyish kind of behavior.
Yeah.
So I used to play a lot, maybe interact, but when I was in high school, I remember I used to join most of the student leadership programs. So that's why also in my whole high school, I never used to value makeup and all those kind of things. But when I was done with high school, most of my friends were like, now you need to enter modeling. So I was like, okay. Modeling.
They could just see it in you,
yeah, but mostly,
body-wise, how you carry yourself.
Most guys used to say, you're slim and stuff. Just go try. So I was like, okay, I'll try. I tried the first year. I used to be a freelance model. I was never registered to any agency. I tried out a Juma. I think I worked with her just once.
Said you tried out. What does that mean?
I tried out, but whenever you go to such audition, it never seemed to work for me because I always love to do things my own way. If I'm getting deals, I do it my own way, which is
really
Okay. Which is a direct. It's better to do a direct link with the person that you're negotiating. So I'm a really good negotiator in terms of deals and breaking up, maybe promoting brands and all that. Till date, I'm still.
I need an agent, man. I need one.
Yeah, I'm currently working on that. For so many beauty queens, they always want to. Many of them, it's like a stepping stone to maybe high fashion modeling because you're now seen on the map. Now they want to see what more you can do. But for me, I'd like to just more be on the leadership kind of thing and start my own thing. And yeah,
This is very
good to
impressive,
go.
I mean, times, people don't expect models to be very well spoken and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
But I understand why you
There's
want.
that perception.
Yeah, there's that
and
perception.
it has never left.
No, but that's the thing. At times you wouldn't know because I mean, like you said, for you even from school leadership.
Yeah, I was actually
you're putting
the
yourself in those
in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
So of course, addressing people, all those
Yeah,
things were
all
just
those
part of
things,
you.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. But you haven't told me what you wanted to be when you were still
when
like
I
a
was in high
small
school,
kid.
I wanted to be wow. I don't know why so many young kids are like doctor, nurses, and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, so I had that in me.
A doctor or a lawyer? Or those were the two
doctor.
options?
And I remember when I finished high school, I was like, I'm holding my head up high. I'm like, no, I'm going to be a doctor. I joined Chiromo.
Yeah.
First year, I was like, no, this is not for me.
Oh, you actually, that's what
I was
you...
in Chiromo. I was doing biology as a science.
What? And then you just decided...
Then I was like, this is not my cup of tea at all. So I was like, no, I need to venture to something that is comfortable with me and something that is going to link up with maybe my modeling career or towards such projects that I'll be doing. So I'm doing now business finance. I'll be graduating in November.
Jeez. Okay, interesting. This is very interesting. How about like your parents? Because,
Yeah.
maybe you've already sold that dream to them, like your mom, dad, I'm going to be a doctor. And then how do you break that news to them? Plus now they're like, you're modeling and now you just complete something completely else, like different on the side.
Yeah, so when I told them I wanted to be a doctor, my mom and dad, they were fully supportive and they were like, yeah, that's the way to go,
Free medical.
For every parent, they always want that, know. But when I told them, when I was now venturing to the business finance in ZTech University, I told them now, this is something that I always wanted to do. Let me just try out pageants. I see the way it goes. So she was like, Mom wasn't that supportive at all. So, but also by that time, I think they'd already separated with Dad. So till now, she's a single mom. So
that happened a long time ago.
That happened in 2015 when I left Chiromo. So things were pretty tough, but I just had to grasp everything, and I was like, no, I need to do things.
And you
now.
didn't cause this divorce because you changed course.
No.
I don't
know, maybe.
Okay,
maybe she hasn't told me.
No, but just life happens. Like even for me,
happens.
my parents separated, so it's quite like a common thing right now.
Yeah.
But we'll get to like just love, relationships and all those things,
Sure,
and how they affect us as well. We'll get to that conversation.
Yeah.
But so now, how, like you said, like your mom wasn't into like the whole modeling thing.
Yes.
But I'm guessing she's just being protective because
that's true.
modeling comes like also with some other stereotypes.
That's true.
And you would never know from face value.
That's true.
Until like you start talking to someone and then you're like, oh, okay, she thinks differently. She's just not like the stereotypical like other,
that's true.
We also have like a reputation for our models, unfortunately, but we'll just see how this conversation goes. So how did that conversation go with your mom? Like, okay, Mom, I'm trying out for Miss Earth. What was her reaction? What did she say exactly?
Actually, when I tried Miss Earth, I wasn't even into it at all.
Really?
It wasn't my mom who persuaded me. It was my buddy in college. She was like, no, you really have a lot of potential. I was like, I'm done with these things. I just need to do something else with my life. So she was like, no, just try.
You really didn't want to?
I really didn't want to. I was like, pageant. And Miss Earth was my first pageant, actually.
What?
It was my first. I never competed in this Miss Campus kind of things.
You'll make other models just feel bad.
I know.
The ones who've been practicing.
I don't even want to say in public.
But
anyway, it was. I was also. I didn't feel like doing it. So I remember she texted me at 3 a.m. on a Saturday morning. She's telling me, "Oh, by the way, the auditions for Nairobi they're today, like at 9 a.m." I'm like, "Whoa, I don't have anything. I'm not even prepared." Blah blah blah. She's like, "Stop whining.
Just go.
Just go." I'm like, "Okay, fine. I'm going to look for the things that I need." So in such contests like Miss Universe, you gotta have bikini auditions, and also for have a white and black outfit so that they can see your body structure. Yeah, and a Q&A. That's where so many models,
That's
they
where
always,
now you come with your expertise.
yes,
now.
and that's where they always fear the most. So yeah, I just went there. I remember I was like, okay, fine, I'll go there at 1 p.m. and let me just try out. So I just did it, and the following, at the end of the day at night, all the shortlisted candidates were supposed to be called at night. So I was called. I was like, okay, maybe we can. I started now having hopes from that.
Like maybe it's not such a bad.
So the following Sunday, we came for photo shoots for the guys who've proceeded to the next level. Then from there, like that, to the voting, and now to the coronation night.
Okay, how was that night now? Because like you're saying, like all these things were just happening, and you're not really expecting anything. So for in that, like, you know, top 10, was it top 10, top 15? How many were selected for the finalists?
We were 17.
17.
Yeah, we were just 17.
Did you
all
have any
across
hopes
Kenya.
when it was happening? Or were you just like, okay, let me go through this?
When I was part of being the finalists, I was like, okay, fine, whatever happens, I did my level best, and I'm happy I got to this level. You know? So because all around we were so many, we were 150 candidates from all over the country.
The country, because people travel for these
Imagine.
things.
And you know, one thing in pageantry, for people who don't know, you just have to use and spend your money. You have to invest on that. You have to invest on that. You don't have to complain. You say, you know, I have to buy this, I have to buy this. If you're into it, you have to
invest.
You have to do it. So I invested a whole lot. I even deferred school for a while. That's why, I deferred. I was supposed to graduate last year, but that was the time I was crowned. Now I had duties to do as a title holder, you know. So I deferred for a while, so I can fully concentrate on it, and I just say, it is what it is. I've given my best. And
see how this goes. Okay, so the crowning night. What these emotions, reactions? You're 17, right?
Yeah, we were 17. It was happening at Carnival. We were at Carnival. But I kind of had signals because so many people were mentioning my name. And, you know,
crowd reactions.
Exactly. So even before the crowning night, or maybe that time we were preparing for makeup and, you know, and also your gowns and for the designer. There was someone who was asking me, who's Susan? And I'm like, why are you calling me every time? What's going on? So I was like
chances are she's taking...
and everyone was looking at me, and you know that kind of, when models are together, you know, they discuss with each other. They're like, this chick is going to get to maybe she's going to win, maybe myself, maybe... So you kind of have those mixed signals when you guys interact. So I was like, I kind of had that signal, but I was like, whatever the case, I'll just do my best. And of course, I had so much fun that night. I had family, friends, and also
so even family. Did your parents show up?
Yeah, Mom didn't come.
She didn't come?
She didn't come.
She was like, I don't want to be part of this.
Mom was
it was too stressful for her.
Because she's very anxious and
she's reserved.
She's reserved.
Now, you know, Kwanza seeing like her daughter there, first of all, because you have to do like also the bikini work, right?
You know, even better, Mom. Dad didn't know even I was modeling.
He didn't?
He didn't know.
And he came for the finals?
On the papers. No, he was in the countryside. So he was like, I can't.
Thank God. That's too much pressure for them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see like my daughter, especially when doing like the bikini run, and everyone is just screaming. Be like, what's going on?
I know.
This is my innocent daughter and everything.
What's going on? Why are you showing to people? So
who showed the support now? You're saying family? By family, it's cousins?
So Mom was like, okay, fine, do this. Your cousins will come and your sister will come. So that's better support for
At
me.
At least you have...
maybe I'll go to work, then I can just pop, but I'm too anxious to see that. So when the whole crowning, it ended around midnight. So there was media and everything. They were like, now the newly crowned. I was taking photos with everyone. It was so nice. The next thing in the morning, my dad calls me at around 10. I'm like, I've seen you on KTN. I'm like,
what?
I didn't know you were doing this.
He didn't know?
He didn't know at all.
But was he happy? Was he like...
He was crying. He was having tears of joy. I was like, wow, I've never heard you crying, but this is just an epic moment.
On the phone?
Yeah, you know, he's always those guys who are just strict. He was in the army back in the day, so wasn't that emotional.
But hearing your daughter,
Yeah.
this raised you, seeing you from like a baby and everything, and then now
Yeah.
next, even not knowing you're participating, and then
Yeah.
seeing you on TV.
Yeah. It was
Being crowned.
such an epic moment.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'll never forget it because it's one of those lifetime memories you hold on to.
Of course.
Yeah.
So after you're selected, like, okay, what duties are implemented to you? And like just the way you're talking, like you just like negotiating a lot of things for yourself.
This one I had to learn it the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was crowned in December 2017, I think it was Jamhuri Day. Yeah, it was a public holiday because of course they have to choose a day when people will be around to come and see the event. So my official duties were to start on 2018 from January, my whole reign. So I was under IQ Marketing. It's an event organizing and a marketing company.
Mm-hmm.
So I was signed to them, of course, for them, which would be easier, to handle my duties since they're the agents.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn it the hard way. Pretty much we didn't come up in good terms because whatever I was saying on the contract, it was very different from what I was told before the crowning.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of we were in loggerheads with each other, and I had to hold on to them because I had no otherwise.
Yeah, you didn't know, like it's just a whole new entity that you're getting into.
Exactly,
you have to figure.
and I've never worked with such before, but I trusted the whole process. But when time rushed, I had to come up with the whole work action plan
for
my
yourself.
For myself from January.
So you created it.
I created it.
Jeez.
Yeah. And of course, in such beauty pageants, you need to have a pet project that you need to do. Something that's
impactful to the community.
To the community, yeah. Mm-hmm. Even for Miss World and Miss Universe, it's still the same. Mm-hmm. So so I was dealing with, since it was environmentally related, I had to do a zero waste initiative.
Yeah.
So I had to come up with the design, but I had a creative web designer who was working on my proposal. Whenever I go to companies or ministries, I hand it over to them so that they can see the work that I've been doing, which is easier for them to know me.
Yeah.
You just can't go like there, you're sitting, you're like, yo, I'm Miss Earth, so let's do this. It doesn't work like that.
You have to actually know and be just part of the process as well.
Yeah. So I had to come up with all those things by myself, I remember. I had a project manager, but
you just like you're dumping. It's like you just dump people like along the way.
But I had one. But when you're doing emails by yourself, what's the work of a project manager?
But that's true, man. Yeah.
Because my work is just. If let's say, for example, I want to promote Art Cafe and be the brand ambassador, I won't come by myself. I'll come with a whole team. Yeah. That involves a project manager, let's say a photographer, a stylist who wants to, the whole team who's going to manage the whole thing.
Everything should be easy for you, like you shouldn't have to stress about this, that.
So I had to do all of that by myself. Getting the ministry, I met CS Tobiko. I've been working with him, and Kirai Murungi.
What?
Yeah, I met them by myself. I just met them. I was like, the way you just Google, you're like, when are the environmental maybe gigs happening? CS will be in this place, and this is. I was like, okay, fine. I'll wear my sash, my crown.
Also, you show up, and
then I show up, then they welcome me. Then they'll be like, what are you doing now? When are you traveling? Because for Miss Earth, the international pageant, we always go in Manila, Philippines. Yeah. In every October. Mm-hmm. So time flew. Around March, I saw my agents. They weren't doing much about it. So, and there's so many things to cater, especially if you're going to represent the country. And by the way, Miss Earth, you stay there for a whole month. A whole month. Yeah. Which is, they give us that platform so that we can travel, share experiences. So even if you don't get to the top, you've made connections with designers.
Networking everything.
With all the 90 delegates you've seen all across the world. It's a good experience. So I had pressure for that and stress for that.
What was the pressure? Because
of course,
everything.
Financial
Finance. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord. Everything is money nowadays.
Yeah. Okay, how's that? How did you handle that, and how did you just manage through that?
So time was going by.
And you have agents, right?
I was traveling in October 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I had so much pressure because I need to train. I need to see the way I'm talking, and I need a personal mentor who needs to brew you to
You're
be
very
something.
well spoken, first of all. Very well spoken.
Thank you. To brew you to be the best out of your country, because of course the country wants the best for you. Once you represent your country, they see
we understand why she actually,
bongo lala hapa.
Me, after like 10 minutes of talking to you, I'm like, I understand. Because you don't post so many videos talking and everything.
That's true. I think I need to do that.
You should, because now 10 minutes
now I'm free. I can now do
for sure. Mm-hmm.
So time was going around March, April, May. They were doing less, and such things like air tickets, pocket money,
have to be taken care of.
Gowns. All of those things need to be taken off, and in also a national costume that shows the cultural heritage of Kenya that should be creatively done.
Yeah,
it's money.
Fitting to you, everything accustomed to you.
Yes, so that didn't happen. I was devastated. So they called me a certain day, I think it was July or August. They told me on a meeting on a Monday, they told me, now you can't go, but you can go next year. What? I was like, wow. I was like, so you just hit me with a bombshell like that.
It just sounds like Kenya for you.
I know.
Yeah.
So I was so devastated. Mom was like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. But I was like, you can't tell everything to your mom because she'll feel like...
you have some things you just keep to yourself.
But if it's passion that made you be where you are, you'll have to do everything to make things right.
Yeah.
So, that's what I did. Around September, I just walked to their offices. I told them I'm done with you.
Really?
Yeah, I told them I'm done with you. Mm-hmm. I can handle it on my own. Because why be a director of a pageant and you're not doing what you need to do as a director?
I know. And that's why I'm always telling people at times, in some of these establishments and institutions, people have like those titles like manager, director and everything. Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily mean they know what they're doing. Yeah. And some people are just there to just get through their time. They don't really care about impact and because already you've qualified. Yeah, why shouldn't we go all out to actually make sure everything goes smoothly for you?
Which was a gap for the beauty queens in Kenya in the industry. Yeah. Because it doesn't happen like that in...
And I'll tell you another thing before you even... Countries. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah. And don't forget, where were we before...
Before the story?
Yeah, before this story started, so that we don't forget where we're supposed to go back. You see... that's why we have so many beauty queens in the country, but not so. How many of them can you remember? Apart from Cecilia Mwangi, how many others can you, on top of your head, remember who are there, let's say 5 years ago?
5 years ago, I might say Cecilia Mwangi made a huge impact, of course, because of her project. Yeah. And of course, there were scandals here and there, no one is perfect at the end of the day.
But still, she's memorable and we remember her project.
Yes.
We remember her project.
So from there...
Apart from that, is there anyone else you can remember?
From there...
5 years.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see, that's
Sadly,
what I'm saying.
No one.
Yeah.
But I know by names, but now they're completely doing a different thing and they're not in the limelight. Actually, I didn't tell you, Miss Earth is the only pageant that won internationally. We got the crown in 2003.
Wait, what?
And you don't know that. Yeah.
You see now,
that's the problem.
But I can only imagine because you see there are so many other little things that these models might not be able to handle, especially if you're not getting support and everything. True. There's pressure here and there. You're like, you know what, I want, but this is too much work for me. Maybe here, the thing with finances, you're supposed maybe to finance a whole project, which ideally is supposed to be supported by other entities, and you're doing it on your own. It's tricky.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Back to where were we? You dropped the agents and you said you can do this on your own. And then from there, what happened before now?
No, I went now to the official national director because then they were just given the work as agents to be able to help me travel, for me representing the country. So I went to the official director and I told him what's going on. Why crown me?
Yeah, if I'm going through all this.
If I'm going through all this, just a bunch of rhetoric questions. Then they're like, okay, fine, 2019 you're going to do this. As we crown now your next successor, I'm like, yeah, I have no problem with that. That's okay, because I know my 1 year reign is over. I need to give space for more beauty queens.
So you didn't travel that year?
I didn't travel in 2018.
You didn't?
I didn't.
Oh Lord.
When I told them I'm done, and when I was looking, that was around November, when I had DMs, I had messages from Philippines texting me, and also my fans, because I had so many fans in Philippines. It's such a pageant powerhouse, and they love pageantry, and they do it as business. Like
I've
here in Kenya,
how they carry their beauty queens.
Is top notch.
Yeah.
There is pageantry, and they don't care even if you're a Miss Nairobi or let's even Miss Galeria.
Yeah.
They can fully fund you wherever you go.
What?
For a whole year. Yeah. So it's not something that was there recently, but they just cultivated it since the 90s. The 90s, the 80s. So now it's such a powerhouse.
I see their beauty queens having parades in the city and everything.
Yes.
And you just see our country, you're like, come on, man, we can do this. Because all our models do qualify to get to even top 10.
Yes.
But you can tell their spirit is not there fully, because there's so many other things they're going
Holding
through
them
behind
back.
the scenes.
Yeah.
So so you reached out to
my national director, the official one. So I told him we need to figure this out, because it's not fair, because it's even illegal. It's not something that we can joke about. You can even, and also media was on my case also. They published my story.
Really?
2 pages. Of course, it was negative publicity. So I was like, okay, now, because I was called, because Pulse is always published every Friday, a day like today.
Yeah.
So my friends are calling me, I've seen you.
I've seen what's
going on.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, fine, you'll soon find out. I remember even I went out of social media for a while, because it wasn't healthy for me. I get DMs and people are like, now what's going on?
You don't know you don't have the answers.
People sending negative vibes, positive vibes, how social media is. So anyway, I talked to my director, who said, Sawa, we need to sort this out. So early January 2019, I started now making deals with hotels just to get extra cash, to see, also to prepare now for the October 2019 competition, because time is going.
And you did this on your own?
I did this on my own. I cracked deals on my own for the hotels, and most of them were private. I never worked with government. Maybe for the ministry, just maybe gracing the show, making appearances. That will do. But most of the time, I've been working with private companies, which is way much easier.
It's easier
and better, and they understand you.
Yeah.
And they ask me same questions you ask me, like, why are they not? What's going on?
And you don't have the answers. You're like, how am I supposed to? Yeah.
So at times I just dodge,
to
avoid
around.
too many questions.
Yeah.
So around May, I was actually training, preparing myself to train. I used to train myself. I remember I used to go somewhere around Ngong. I just take my heels and train, walk, come back, train on my speech, research about environmental disasters.
I hope other girls are listening to this, because you see, at times you just see somebody, even for me, from your pictures, I wouldn't tell that you. Yeah.
So that's what I used to do, because I can't wait for someone to do that for me. And most of the catwalk trainers back in our days, they were expensive, because they pay in hours. They charge in hours. Yeah.
How much do they charge?
It depends with whatever trainer you
just roughly.
Yeah.
I know most of them. Actually, I know it's guys who always I hear some of the best trainers.
Guys are the best catwalk trainers. They're good.
Yeah.
Especially in Philippines, they wear 6 inches with you and they walk with you, and they can do their thing even better than you. They can just twirl, showing their aura and all that.
Yeah.
Then you're there looking. I'm like, wow, what's going on here? So around.
So yeah, your training and everything. I just want people to hear that process until you go there.
Yeah,
and
so I
everything.
trained on May, then bombshell. I had on Facebook. I was actually mentioned in a story like they're conducting the next Miss Earth Kenya auditions. It's like they were kind of dethroning me.
What?
Yes.
When you're still there
When I'm
and you
still
don't
there.
even.
Yes.
Because this
So
girl
it
is just trying to make moves on her own. She's
Yeah.
not following.
So I was fully focused on trying to get as many contracts and many brand promotions of companies and hotels as much as possible. So yeah, on May I got a mention on Facebook, and my friend, because I have so many followers on Facebook, she told me what's going on. Why are they planning to conduct an audition and you're the reigning girl?
Okay, this makes no sense. So
Yeah.
they're actually auditioning, and you're still the
And I'm
current.
still, so I remember
And you're good at everything, first of
and
all.
I called my director. I'm like, what's going? I called him. I think around almost midnight, because I got the story around midnight, and I just broke down. I was like, what the hell is going on? Everything was moving so smoothly. 2019 was okay until that.
Yeah.
So he was just dodging the story, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, time is moving. October will be here. I don't want this to go all over again like a roller coaster. This is being played with.
It already happened once, and then now.
It can't happen again.
Yeah.
There's always that saying, play with me once, I'm a,
Yeah.
you're a fool.
Yeah.
Play with me twice, I'm the fool.
Yeah.
So, so I felt like I'm being fooled in everything. I'm just being stepped on. It's like, now the grass. We can just do anything we want with you.
Yeah.
So actually, I understood, because the franchise was being given to another lady, and she was like, you have to clear up the issue with your former people. So I was like, a good question. Why should I clear up? And you're the guys who are negotiating your deals.
Yeah.
Why should I be the one who should be affected in this? You know. So I'm still the reigning queen legally.
Yeah.
And many people know about that. So I was so frustrated again. It's around May, then June, I met a Filipino trainer based in Kenya. So we met at, she was training in town with my friend. So it was just one of those slow Sundays. I was like, I don't want to do anything, just locked up in my room. Mom is like, you can just go and see what's going on there. So she was my angel, I can say that. So we met. Then we met on a Sunday. Then on a Monday, I told her, let's meet at Art Cafe at the Hub.
Hey, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a very warm environment.
I love it. So we met at Art Cafe, and I told her the whole story. So she was like, she had many questions, like, what are they? Same old questions. Because she told me in the Philippines, if you do that, you can be even jailed. So I told them, now this is Kenya.
and at times there's just
so we
things.
just have to negotiate and actually just be on the good books, not to be affected at all. So she told me, now we need to get you trained fully. I can train you, but at the studio in Karen. So I'm like, but you need to pay for the studio. I won't charge you.
But you pay for the studio.
Pay for the studio. So I was like, okay, fine. So that was now after, when they told me now it's okay, we'll cater for most of the things that they need to cater.
Yeah.
So we trained, blah, blah, blah. Around June, July, same thing. August, we did, September, I did my send-off fashion show there. And I didn't get any, the only sponsors I got for Kenya was...
The Kenyans.
Yeah, in Kenya was Posh Palace, Susan Kirui. She was also a Miss Earth.
Shout out to Susan. She was?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, so of course
but I don't know if she doesn't mention that often.
Really?
She was, yeah. Back in the
Because I've always thought, like, I always know her from, like, Shop Palace. I've never
Posh
known
Palace,
what she was doing before.
Yeah, I think she was.
But you can tell somewhere she was like a model, because she's like,
she has a small body. Yeah. So that was part of my. She did my manicure and pedicure, my hair before traveling, and also Sandstorm Kenya. they gave me the hand carry leather bags to go and showcase. So
I wish we knew about my podcast. Then I'd have been doing your videos. And
I know.
full
You never
sponsorship.
I know. So yeah. So I would say she was my guardian angel, the Filipino trainer. She's called Bernadette. She was also a former beauty queen. So she knew whatever stuff I was going through. She said, now everything from the gowns through your everyday look to your glam team is fully sponsored in the Philippines while you go travel. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. She made that happen within weeks, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just sitting down. I was like, what?
I don't even know what happened.
Like everything. Even
So
she did most of
everything.
my send-off fashion show because we had to do a fashion show for at least to get my cash for travel. So when people buy tickets, it's like you've contributed or something. So
It's very impressive, man.
yeah, so she did that, and yeah, so when I went there, I traveled in September, the day, because I'm supposed to be in the hotel. I went there 3 days before, so I went to stay with her mom. I do fittings for the gowns, of course, so that they can be adjusted. And now, yeah, then I went to the hotel. Then now that's when the competition started. Then, lucky enough, after the end of the competition, we traveled.
Hey, wait! Don't skip the part of the competition. I know there are people listening, and they're just. That journey is so important. You see, even with me, I'm just intrigued. This is a nice story.
I reached in Philippines. All my fans from Philippines were waiting for me at the airport.
Crazy?
They had the chats written Susan Kirui. They're like, finally.
At least are not
here.
Kenyans.
Yeah, they're not
just
Kenyans.
To be clear, just imagine.
So I remember, so I was so happy, I was so excited, and it was emotional at the same time because I looked back at 2018 and I just made this happen by myself. I would say, like, if you like, passion can make you do crazy things.
Yeah.
That's what I can say.
Yeah.
So I reached there. They received me at the VIP lounge. Now we're taking selfies. They love vlogging also. They have lots of podcasts because pageantry to them, it's like being a god. When I actually jetted down in Philippines, it was like I'm a goddess. They're just touching my skin. They're like, wow, I love your skin. I love your small face. I just love everything. So,
and that's crazy because you're coming from maybe Kenya. You are trying to knock all these doors. People are not paying attention to you. You're like, you're saying like social media, getting today good things, tomorrow it's things that discourage you.
Things are haywire the next day.
And then you land here, people are waiting for you to chats. They're taking pictures with you. They're like, oh my God, you're beautiful. And that can be just...
So we took pictures. Then after 2 days, I went to the hotel, official hotel. I was like... fully sponsored. It was a 5-star hotel, staying for 6 weeks.
Jeez.
I had so much.
Kenyans, you see?
We had so much fun.
Kenyans, they need to and it's just, I'm talking about entities.
Yeah.
You know how many hotels have shut down over the last year?
How many?
So more than, let's just say for companies, more than 300 companies.
Wow.
That's including hotels and everything. And even today, my friend just sent me...
Oh, wow.
I
didn't know that.
We'll go back to the convo. So don't forget.
See that.
This one happened today in the morning. You see, you don't have to read out their name, but also.
Wow, I know it.
Yeah. So many hotels, and it's so crazy because when you have an opportunity, because think about it this way, they just say like, we know Susan is going to Philippines to represent us in this way, We just want to make sure that her week before she goes there, she's fully relaxed, focused, and everything. We're checking her in the hotel. All you need to do is just maybe tag us and just something really small.
Just mention, tag,
Imagine,
do some small videos, such things.
When you're there in the Philippines, somebody asks you like, how's the process and everything. Who are the first people that you're going to mention like in your name?
Exactly.
And that's free advertising.
Yeah.
And people in these marketing teams, like, they do not see
They do
the
not
need.
see the potential.
Yeah.
Even at times I go sit down with a board of marketers, I tell them the same thing you say.
Yeah.
And they look at me, I'm like, wow. we didn't share, we didn't have that kind of thinking.
Because
you know?
that's a whole opportunity being marketed both inside and outside.
Exactly.
And who knows, maybe when they send like their beauty queens or somebody to come and be just part of your training process or something, where would they come and check in? Where would they talk about all those things? It's free advertising.
Free.
And then now you're shutting down your hotels, and then you're like, oh, what happened? What's wrong? The digital platform is so important. We shouldn't ignore anything.
Yeah, even we're in the digital world, and it's not leaving anytime soon.
And I don't think it would have cost them anything.
Yeah.
Because like their hotels, first of all, half of them are empty all the time. So what would it, like, give us spa treatment, give us something, show people like just the experience there before your beauty queen goes to.
Yeah, that's true.
It's unfortunate, but hey, we have to deal with it.
We have to deal with it.
Okay, so back to you checking in, 5-star experience, and for 6 weeks, fully paid.
And it was not only that hotel. You know?
What?
Yeah. So when our group, we were actually divided into 3 groups. The elements of earth, there is water, air, and fire. So I was in the water group. We were all sisters keepers. We used to take care of each other, you know, taking care of our gowns. I had the best roommate ever. She was Miss Tonga. Tonga is an island.
I know.
You know
I
Tonga?
think.
Yeah. So that was my roommate.
I think you took a picture with her, like someone you.
Yeah. So even it's in my profile.
Yes.
She's one of the best people I met. We used to share everything. Yeah, so that's when now we started to the preliminary competitions. Miss Earth is so demanding. We had almost 6 competitions. We need to have a swimwear competition, resort wear competition, there's evening gown competition, there's intelligence part of it.
What's your favorite part of all of them?
I think I loved all.
All of them?
because
you know, passionate about everything.
Not even that, because even when someone else from a different country wins, we always in support with her. We never used to have those bad vibes there, you know, what's wrong with her, she's boasting too much. No, we used to acknowledge them. So fortunately I won 3 categories. I won the best national costume, which is
the one that you're actually saying it's actually really important to represent your country.
Yeah, so it was
which is not supporting like
yeah, it was actually made by a Filipino designer.
Oh Lord! Oh no!
From
Oh no! Wait. So this national dress that's supposed to represent Kenya and everything was designed by Filipino.
Yeah, it was designed by Filipino.
And it won.
And it was his birthday when I won that day.
Come on, man. Like, it doesn't get better than that. You see, at times it's not like that we don't like our country, but at times you're just like, why are things just not happening the way they should be?
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Sawa, go on. That's just...
You have many questions.
Yeah.
So
you won 3 categories.
I won best national costume, which was the biggest category.
It was
the biggest category because, you know, it's really what can I say? It's significance because everyone wants to emulate or everyone wants to showcase what's in your country. So that's the whole photo that went like? Kind of viral because it was amazing. The headdress from head to toe. It was here? Was actually it's there. It was it's this one.
This?
No. It was this one. It was showcasing, showing the Big 5.
Guys.
It was actually a significance of the Big 5 that we have in Kenya, and also.
Has the designer ever been in Kenya?
We are planning that.
But has before the design?
No, he's never. Of course, we're planning something big with him, and of course to also make, you know, I always say I might not be that big in the modeling world.
Hey, listen, you are. I've talked to you right now, and I think, you see, that's the thing. I mean, you might not realize it, but even just those moves that you're talking about, you've made independently.
Yeah. And I think
most
what
people
I can
would
say
quit.
It's for the better because it has molded me. I made, you know, preparing proposals by myself, making the whole web design for myself, working on the page by myself, the social media page. So Yeah, it has molded me to be the
I
better.
wish I knew. I knew you then.
Earlier.
Yeah, I'd have been a Filipino citizen by now, because
I
they'd have been,
know.
who did this for you?
Yeah.
What?
So the national costume was Filipino designed. The next category I won was for the swimwear. And
You won the bikini as well?
I wore the bikini. I wore the bikini.
Kenyans. We need to appreciate our queens more. Uh-huh.
So I wore the bikini. Then I was given an overall award with a nicely crafted golden crown that I came with it in Kenya. That has real gemstones, courtesy of my glam team. Yeah. So up to date, whenever I have events or something major,
That's
I wear
what you
it.
rock.
That's what I rock.
Hey.
And it's heavy.
Of course, it's gemstones,
Yeah.
eh?
So they're also well, what do you call it? They're also well crafted. They're very creative in making such things. They can even make their own crowns. Yeah. So that was the overall gift I was
This
given.
costume, fire.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, you won these 3 categories.
So I won those 3 categories. Then the coronation night came. But I was like, if I don't make to the top 10, it's still fine. Whatever achievements I've made, I'm really proud of myself.
The experience.
And the experience and the networks that I've made. It's just amazing. I was like, I'm not even, if it's a win, it's a plus. But if not, I'm very proud because I made history. We've never won national costume before.
Yes, like anybody who sees like just the costume.
Yeah.
But it stands out for real.
Yeah, it
Like if
stands
somebody
out.
goes to like your Instagram,
Yeah.
they'll be like, okay, this kind of like.
Yeah, I had DMs, everything. They were like, what, can I rent that? Can I do that? But
What?
unfortunately, it's in the Philippines. It's actually showcased in his shop, like worn by Miss Kenya, Susan Kirui. So I was like, oh, wow, that's amazing. But I was like, I can't carry it because it's kind of fragile.
Yeah.
By the time if you get up, it will be
Of course. And like just, okay, I won't say name, but some of our flights, somebody can actually lost luggage.
That's true.
Someone will post those pictures on Instagram wearing your
You
gown.
imagine, like, yo, this is mine. How did it reach here? So yeah, so after the coronation, I went and stayed with her family for around 2 days, just visiting places and
Getting to know.
Then I was called for photo shoots by some of the designers over there before I flew back. Yeah, and everything was catered for, from hair, makeup, gowns, venue, everything for free. And that's where I was really perplexed. I was like, wow.
See, at times when people change citizenship and go to different countries, it's not
difficult to change.
You see,
At this rate.
because at times you're just like, okay, listen, I'm in my own country, I'm doing this. Yes, I love my people and everything. But you go somewhere else and people treat you so well and they support that one thing that you're actually pursuing, where it was just giving you a whole other headache. Like, because, man.
You know, even when I jetted down in Philippines and all those things were happening, I was just laughing. I was like, wow.
How is this even possible?
How?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, when I got back, Mom was so proud of me. They were waiting for me at the airport.
Oh, finally, Mom was there.
Mom
I'm sure she was just
there.
like
there.
my daughter.
She works at a flower farm, so she had a bouquet of flowers for me. Yeah, and we took photos together. And then I remember the whole week I was jet lagged because I remember from January 2019 till the time I flew, I never even had a vacation. I was constantly working every day.
Back to back.
Every day, every time. Because if it's not training, I'll maybe sit on my computer, try to make deals and stuff. Yeah.
But I really do respect just that journey, because I think some people, to them things happen so
I
easily.
remember I was written a blog. She was like it was written the bold beauty queen, like Suzy.
First of all, when I'm posting a podcast, I need help with just my captions, and I don't want to misrepresent. I want the right words so that people can just understand. You see, like anybody else would have given up. Like
anyone else, any other girl
would have
been like,
frustrations.
Like, I'm done, and it's taking a toll on me. Spending, like if you see the way of trying to invest and spend, and the spending side is here, you know. But like at the end of the day, there's always that noise at the back of your mind. You're like, no, just do it. You never know.
And you see, this is where like even most models are taken advantage of, because if you go to some places and you seem to be desperate, like of course you have these old men who will always be like, oh come on, listen,
come on,
I'll make things work. I'll get your flights, I'll get this and this and this. And then after they take, of course, after they use you, they don't really need to do any of those things that they promised.
That's true.
And then you're just thrown.
You're just left at a worse place
than you were. Even for now you're traumatized and you don't even feel like they need to. Because so many models, see them trying out something. They're here trying, and then they just go down and disappear. But I guess it comes to that situation, because you see the way you're talking about, like going through all these places and nobody's opening doors for you. Nobody's
even Susan Kirui was like, you have gone through so much.
You wouldn't know from your Instagram. You see, just smiling 24/7. Someone who is like,
I always laugh, I always smile whenever, I always just try to be jolly, because every day is a new day and you don't want to hold on to the things. You'll get old. I don't want to get old fast. But anyway, there's that point where, even most of my page is all about laughing. Experiencing. I mean,
I'd suggest I'd suggest you start just doing videos.
I'll do.
You're
since I'm
very
back
good
now, I'm working on such things. Of course, revolutionizing my whole page. Working because I love travel at the same time, experiencing new places. But also, I'd like to change the whole perception of this, because one day, like in 5 years' time, in 6 years' time, there'll be such a lady like me who has more aggressiveness to her, more energy to her, but she'll be like, what was Susan doing? Why haven't they changed this? Because if I was going through that, if they had changed it years ago, I wouldn't be experiencing such stuff.
Like you're too bold, first of all. Just saying like you're going to these places, dropping agents, dropping managers. You're just like, you are not like helping with anything.
That's true. If you consider like someone is just maybe wasting you, as you can see, like clearly.
And they do. Most of them do.
It's not right. Just leave. Even if you want to take another different direction, it's okay. But you are bold enough to do it. You should commend yourself for doing that. And that's what I would like to urge young girls, to have that spirit of leadership. I love Miss Universe, the one who won South Africa. She's
what's her name?
Zozi Bini.
Zozi.
Yeah. So she anchors that kind of spirit of leadership, and she's walking up the black girl child to do the same, because we've lacked that spirit of leadership. Once you come here into this world, you're being lied to by sponsors.
Exactly.
You're like, we'll take care of this.
Okay, and then
at
for
the back of your mind, you're just chilling, buying bags. You don't even think of what you can do to bring more opportunities.
Speaking of that, because you're a very pretty girl. And of course, when people see you trying to get in these positions, look at you smiling. And models are always a hot target. Have you gone through those ninis? People approaching, promising you this, we'll give you this, I'll take you here, I'll fly you here. Well, somebody sees these costumes.
Like if you go through my phone book, you'll be surprised.
Really?
With the contacts I have.
It's crazy.
But I never use them.
Oh yeah, because you know what it comes with.
Yeah, because you've tried.
Yeah.
But other stuff comes with it. So I'm like, whatever the case, I'm done. It's okay,
What makes you just have that mindset? Because that's why for me I do have a lot of friends who are models, and I do know some how they really are ready to do.
At the end of the day, it's choice. We are all adults.
And I'm always saying that, because once you're 18, you can't say somebody 18? If somebody it's just verbal, somebody's convincing you. They haven't held you by force or anything. They're just talking to you. You're able to tell, because you know the stories and everything.
Yes. I've been also a victim to that. But I've been a victim, when you go for a meeting, you're all dressed up, looking all glam, looking like a beauty queen, ready to break a deal.
But
now the story is still the same.
If you want this,
Yeah.
you can get it.
If
But
you want this, you can get this, and your life will be easier.
what are some of the things you've been promised?
Of course,
We don't have to say who promised you, because
the things that
those
I've been
names
looking
those
for.
names will make my podcast either blow up,
That's
kabisa,
true. Yours is, I can't say anything. Hey.
or we'll just have to
They'll be
leave.
looking for me.
We have to move to Philippines. So,
Yeah.
what are some of the things you've been promised?
The same things that I was looking for, like air ticket, things to sustain me for my travel.
Yeah.
Because that time I was reaching to a point of becoming desperate now.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, what? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Every day whenever I go, I need to look good. You know, I was getting to that point, and I was like, now at the end of the day, this is not right. I myself, I know I'm different, because I always have that guilty conscience. I'm like, yeah, you do it then.
Yeah.
Will the world stop for you? It won't.
Yeah.
It won't.
And I think once you open that door,
But it's a matter of choice. We are all adults. Once you hit 18,
that's it. The government
that's
has
it.
given you, like, you're an adult.
You're an adult. You can do anything you want to. So it's just a matter of choice, because I may not even come up with anything to restrict it. You know, maybe some girl she doesn't even know what to do. You know,
Yeah.
it's a matter of so many things. It's such a what do you call it? Such a delicate situation and delicate story to talk about at the same time. And you know, we are in Africa, where jobs are crazy.
Right. We've just shown you like over 300 companies have shut down last year.
It's crazy. People are desperate. People. We are just changing the human.
Yeah.
People are like animals out here. You know, you just want to do this, to do this. There's no day. Let me tell you, like, someone has offered me, like, yo, come and do this. You know, I kind of question myself, like, yo, how did it get this easy?
Yeah. What's
happening over here?
Yeah. What do you want? First of all, what do you want? But that's it. You're not even used to that happening so much that even when somebody genuinely is coming to you, you're like, you have to question it.
You have to question it. So, like, it's such a delicate story to talk about. I've discussed it in schools also. It's part of my projects. I go to schools, and also it's about nurturing young talent. And
you should. I think of one of the best people I've spoken to who's actually thinking like that.
Yeah, because, you know, in some few years I'll be done with this. I won't be my energetic self. Now it will maybe, you know, we are girls. Will be
you can be like J-Lo, you're 50, you can still banging body, nini, taking care of your, just take care of yourself. Like now it's just all about, like, I think Kitambo people just had that mentality. Once I'm this age, you just give up. But nowadays, people who like actually...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that should be a wake-up call for people. Don't be like, I'm 30 now, I need to settle. I need to do this. Now I have family. No, just keep up with the whole vibe. And that's how change doesn't start like boom. No, it takes time. It takes so much time. If you're not that patient, you just be easily swallowed.
Of course.
The rest.
And then throughout this whole process, like, were you ever like seeing someone, like dating someone, or that's just wasn't in the picture then? Because I can also imagine you're going through these emotions, you're going through all these ninis. Like, did you have like someone next to you just...
there was someone who was just cheering me up, but of course wanted to focus on my career first.
Then so you dropped them as well, like the agents?
No,
like even you, by the
when
you're fired.
I'm not that heartless, but you know, having someone who's able to give you positive vibes, you know, because of that.
You need that.
Because during that time, you need someone who's spreading good vibes to you. You don't need someone who'll be like, you see, she's not even good enough, because I had such vibes. She's not good enough. Why is she taking time to travel? It has never happened before, you know, such things.
Yeah.
But to have someone or people, per se, who can just be there with you and tell them you're the best, you gotta fight with this. It's a battle, but you have to win at the end.
And you guys are still together?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
No, but that's good. And it's also like, you see, like, even just for even like guys, I think at times, like when you're dating, like, let's say like a beauty queen, and if it's not somebody who really knows themselves, you're going to shoot yourself. Because Because here you are, like all these things, you have to go to all these meetings, representations, go to different countries and all these things. So if somebody is definitely insecure, come on, they'll just be like...
It's a matter of understanding, especially in my career. If you're that type of...
No, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
The person.
Yeah.
Like for you, of course, the way you're talking and everything, somebody will be like, come on, that's my girl, she got this.
Yeah.
She knows how to move and everything.
Yeah.
But there are some other ones you're dating and you're like, wait.
Yeah, I'll be dropped.
Who you? Let me just enjoy my last moments. It's just a matter of time. So it depends. But you can always tell. Somebody who's like overexcited with other things. Yeah. And you can see, like, you can always tell, like, this person, we're going to last because she knows herself. She won't get lost in that industry, because it's also very, very easy to get lost in that industry. Yes. Surrounded with money, glamour, and all these things. And
there's a disease of fame. You have,
of course,
you always have to. You can do anything just to be there.
Yes, yes.
And it's not something that's happening here. It's everywhere.
It's worldwide.
Fly
to a different country. The same pressure is there for you.
Hey, even crazier. We may say here it's worse.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhere else it's completely different. Somebody is actually telling they'll do all these things for you.
Yeah.
And they're like actually showing you receipts like, I can actually do this for you. Look at you like me.
I just feel like taking the whole mentality
it has
or
to
the
be
perception
crazy.
to be so. But anyway,
But it's up to people like you to change it, and you're really doing a great job. Like, I'm just glad that I had this sit down with you and just talk.
Yeah.
And you say like you've never done a podcast before. How is this?
It's amazing. I want to do this again.
We will. We'll always do like a part
story,
2.
though.
Of course. Even after a couple of months, 6, 7, we'll definitely have something different going on.
Now what's good.
So what's next for you? Like right now? This year, what are you planning and everything as we wind up the podcast?
More deals. It's a promising 2020, and I think it's a very visionary different kind of year. We've never had a double year before, so it's amazing. It might take time because most of my plans are long-term plans, such as the one we shared of changing the whole revolutionizing the whole industry, but of course I can't do it on my own. So I'll be working towards that, and be working on finishing my course also, and be traveling. Just be traveling and doing what I've been restricted to.
No, you do it, man. Because once you understand.
In pageantry you have to be fixed. For myself, I had to fully concentrate. That's a different thing with pageantry and modeling. Modeling can just catwalk in there, you're done. You've given your money, you're gone. But
yours comes with so many
like
other.
Miss Universe, the outgoing Catriona Gray, she's amazing. She's amazing. I remember she was sharing a story. She was training for 7 to 8 months, and that's why she was just different from the rest.
And even when Catriona was talking to the press, you are just like, okay, we understand.
Talking,
we understand why.
We understand why.
You don't start those debates like, oh, why did she get this girl? You're like, we know.
And
see the walk,
that's
talk.
That's what we need to do. It's a little bit of a challenge in here. If you're bringing your girl to be the best, just start early.
Mentor
them early, and also start preparing the whole thing, the whole tickets and stuff, so that when they start training, and because the training is not just catwalk, it's everything. It's personality, it's personal branding, how you walk, how you talk to people, because you're a brand yourself.
Press, bloggers come to you, what to say. You keep
you don't say like, okay, yes, I'm Suzy. Being shallow.
No, you have to drop
it's a whole course. It's like school. So if it's pageantry, and even for the girls out there, if it's pageantry, if it's what you want, because if that's what you want, you have to be really ready for it.
Yeah, it comes with a lot.
It's
not just catwalking, crowning, and
I'll be doing what I do best and make my flower bloom, and hopefully expecting more this year. Yeah.
Definitely, you have impressed me a lot.
Thank you.
This podcast, it will be quite like
we can talk
informative.
till tomorrow.
We can, but now we have to wrap it up because
Yeah.
just let people digest this.
Yeah.
And we can always do like a part 2. But I really
sure.
respect
Thank
how you're
you.
moving. I didn't
Thank
know
you.
that I can't tell that from your Instagram.
Yeah.
But there was just something that was like, I think I actually just saw one video of you speaking like to like, it was either a blogger or somebody who's doing like behind the scenes thingy on your Instagram. And I was like, I can't find any other videos. Should I like invite her? And she's like, all these other, some of these models who like just, but like when I reached out, the way you responded and everything, I was like, okay. And we started actually talking like December, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's do this.
But what made you say yes to the podcast?
It's something new. Most of the time I've been doing TV interviews. The hardest interview I did was when I came back from Philippines, and it was Swahili. You know this Semana Citizen? Hey.
Yeah. Okay, you think you know Swahili until you're there and then you're like, I can't talk the way I talk to my friends.
My girl just hit me up like, since you're back, can we do a Citizen? And it was the longest. It was that time KCP results were coming out. So
they have time to
models
stretch.
in Swahili we are called wanamitindo.
Hey,
even that day,
wanamitindo.
Even that day I knew it.
Like sasa tu
I'm good in
hapa.
English, but Swahili, but I tried. Yeah, so I've been doing TV interviews. Mostly TV.
Nice.
So this was something new, and I was like, you're doing an amazing job. I've not had any podcast, I guess. And it's good to try out something new. Hey,
we're setting standards here.
I know, man. Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah. So now, since we're winding up the podcast, is there anything else you have going on and you'd like to plug it on the podcast? People you'd like to shout out?
Yeah.
And where can people find you online?
Shout out to my amazing guardian angel, Bernadette. She's really changed my life, and she's actually telling me now, let's go for Miss Universe. I'm like, okay, you just give me a breather, kidogo.
I think you have, Nini. And then funny thing, like right now, who did we just bump into?
I know, we met Ketodera.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of her. It's amazing.
And she's been doing quite a lot in the industry.
I've seen them grow. Like 2 years ago, they went that way. And I was expecting now Miss Universe to be top notch since it's been there for quite. So she's doing an amazing job. Shout out to her too. Yeah. Shout out to my mom. She's been the best. She's been my mentor and my family. She's finally in that wagon. Yeah. Like my daughter, yeah. So her, and of course my close friends, Ivy, of course she's been there with me from a while. And she always criticizes me to do more, and that's what I love, constructive criticism. Pushing you to the extra level, because she knows anyone can do, you can be greater than the way you used to be. Yeah, shout out to her, shout out to, oh my God, all the girls who have visited in schools. I'm looking forward for more. I'll be doing my tours of schools, mostly campuses and high schools, to talk about my journey and also to talk about this industry and also training them. So yeah, shout out to them, and shout out to also God Almighty, who's given me the strength and the faith to hold on to this till now. Nice. Okay, now last question, a quick one before we run out of time. We actually have run out of time. Yeah. I normally ask people all this in every end of the podcast. What's that one thing that you think right now you're chasing, and if you got it, it will give you like fulfillment, better satisfaction, direction, or happiness, perhaps? For me I always love being a peacemaker and changing the society's norms. The way we're discussing about the perception of the whole thing, I always love changing. It's like an inner adrenaline. Once you see someone has changed the way they were thinking before and the way they want to implement what they want to get into the modeling industry. I've gotten DMs from girls who want to venture into this, and they're like, when are you starting your training? Like, I wanna be next to you and talk to you and share words of thoughts. There's a way when someone is depressed or when someone is feeling low, just talking to that person makes her feel good about herself or himself. So it's all about, I just want to change the society slowly, small steps. Of course, later it will be a huge thing. Of course. Yeah.
Okay, well said, well said. And I'm calling you definitely back for part 2.
Yes.
You go do your thing, and in a couple of months, you know.
My social media handle.
Oh, how can I forget
How
that?
can you forget
Come
that?
on, yeah.
I think
So where can people find you? Where can people find you?
My social media handle: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not so much of Twitter, but it's at Suzy Kirui, SUZY, simple name. You can find me on those platforms. We can share more. I'm doing a whole rebranding of myself, since now I'm now back in my home country and ready to do more and ready to visit as many people as possible, schools, everywhere that you want to be. So if you want to be in my journey, of course it will be discussed on my platforms and my social media pages.
Nice. So guys, I mean, shout out to you, Suzy. I mean, I wish you nothing but the best. You're amazing, and just keep moving the same way you're moving. I see you being like a super big, impactful, influential person, like to all these girls who are coming up and everything. And that's what they need. Most of them are misguided with so many things online.
That's true.
So somebody like you is just like a breath of fresh air.
Thank you.
And guys, you all know the drill. Subscribe. You hit that subscribe button on iTunes, Castbox, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us for daily updates, and you get to meet people like Suzy every other day. Like, who knew? Who knew? You can actually make all these moves like independently. Don't lose hope. Like, and the future is just like you write your own future. You write your story.
Definitely.
So guys, it's the Kiss Capades podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.